Avzali. That's a tongue twister, but I'd like to invite you and Mayor McClement up to say a few words about the event, and also like to thank you publicly for your help and helping us get an ice-cold congratulatory beer into the hands of our runners at 8:30 a.m. So come on up.
Well, I just never knew that my accolades in Annapolis would be restricted to beer supply, but certainly whatever we can do to help. And it's just such a great day, and it's such a wonderful event. And on behalf of the Frederick County delegation, we were just thrilled to be given a task this year, which was get this bill through and get this bill through fast. And so it was an emergency bill, and apparently it was the humor that got the bill through, because I explained to the chair of the committee that apparently in Frederick County at the running festival, some runners just run faster than others, and they get there before 11 a.m. when the legal time was to have their beer. So they felt very compelled to have compassion on those thirsty, sweaty runners who had given so much on a Sunday morning. So anyway, we had a few laughs about it, but anyway, really, it's not a congratulations to me. It's also congratulations to Lee and to also Senator Ron Young, who was instrumental in making that bill happen. So on behalf of the Frederick County delegation, congratulations on this great event. And, what is it, a flag? How do they start? Is it a shot, or what is it?
The mayor will blow a horn.
Oh, okay. So without further ado, the horn-blowing mayor of Frederick County, of Frederick City, Randy McClement.
Thanks, Delegate. New handle for me, Hick. All right. Lee, thank you very much. Thank you. This is a great event. It always is a good event. I want to recognize Alderman Kelly Russell is back there in the back. But this has been a great partnership with the city for a long time. Back the very first year, I was not mayor, but I had the honor and privilege of having a bagel shop that I was providing bagels for this run. And at the last minute, I was asked to please go get coffee because it was snowing unexpectedly. And we were chugging coffee back and forth as fast as we could. But we've seen a great reiteration of how this has morphed from the very first one that started out of Frederick High School. How you continue to look at the course to make sure that it's not only good and safe for the runners, but amenable to our city. We know that's a big deal. I know that in the beginning there was concerns with the churches, but now all the churches have kind of gotten on board. I know my church, Calvary United Methodist Church here in the corner, 2nd and Bentz, actually we don't do the 8:30 service, and all our youth stand out there and cheer the runners on as they go by, and then we just have our 11 o'clock service. So it does show what you can do as a community if you get together and do something good. Lee was telling me there's probably a little over 7,000 runners coming this year. So that's great. Continue to move forward, continue to get bigger, continue to get name recognition. And I think the big thing is it's just the great community spirit that is brought forth by this event. Talked a little bit about what my church does. I think Alderman Russell has a little part where she sits out in front of her house or on part of the road and cheers the runners. And if you walk around, that's what you see. You see, actually, I think they're now called marathon or half marathon parties, where they actually just pull up picnic tables along the route and cheer the runners on and have fun. And I can't overemphasize it's what makes Frederick great, and we're very proud and happy that you are a part of this, our community. And good luck, and I'll see you bright and early on Sunday morning. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Mayor. As the mayor said, what a great event for the community. It builds great community pride, brings an economic impact, great charity. A lot of people need to be thanked today, so please bear with me. First of all, our race director, the lovely lady in the red, Rachel Ridgeway, and our countless volunteers and the CSC team for building a great race. Oh, I'm sorry, that's Coral. I keep getting correct on that, by the way. Special thanks goes to the Frederick Police Department and Emergency Services. I got to tell you, these guys are buttoned up, and they've always been buttoned up and within our race. And special thanks goes out to Sergeant Joe Simmons, Dennis Dudley, our old friend Sergeant Wade Brown, who's not here today, but they have been instrumental every single year in helping us make sure that it's just not safe for the runners, but it also has minimal impact on the community. So important. Also like to recognize Chief Doug Wallach from Fire and Rescue, who coordinates their efforts with our medical team's efforts, which is so important. Devin Hahn from City Traffic Engineer's Office, Scott Geezy from the Department of Public Works. A lot of city agencies are involved in this, and they make it great for us. Once again, we're starting and finishing down at the Frederick Fairgrounds, which is an awesome place. Got to thank Mark Ziegler and the people there. They've been very accommodating to us over the years, and it's such a great venue because it allows us to start and finish in the same place and have great and ample parking. So that is a great advantage to our event. This year, we have 34 states represented and 3 countries represented. We're very excited about that, and of course that drives our economic impact number that we'll get to in just a minute. Also, would like to talk about the weather for a minute. Mayor McClement held up his end of the bargain, by the way. He's delivered sunny and 70 for us, which is awesome. 50 at the start, 76, 77 at the finish, so that is going to be terrific for the certainly the fans. A little cozy for the runners, but I'm sure they'll make it through just fine, and it's all shaping up to be a great day. Next, I'd like to talk about why this event is great for Frederick. Number one, public relations. What a tool! You know, one of the things I always like to point to are our awesome shirts. And over the years, we've had really nice gear for our runners. And I think we hit a home run with this one. I think this might be our best yet. And this turns into a great little grassroots marketing piece for the city of Frederick as the people that participate in our event go to other events all around the country, and lo and behold, they'll be standing there in line at the Chicago Marathon or the Baltimore Marathon or the D.C. Marathon, and somebody will ask this guy, hey, how was Frederick anyway? I heard they had an event. And this guy will turn around, and he becomes our best marketing piece. And so that is why it's so important that we do a good job with that, and I think we hit it out of the park this year with our shirts. So that's going to be terrific. Of course, the economic impact. I want to thank Richard Griffin and John Fiesler and Donna Goff and the Department of Tourism and Economic Development do a great job. The Frederick Chamber has always been very supportive of us. And at this time, I'd like to introduce my good friend Richard Griffin, who also helped us out with the beer issue in Annapolis.
Thanks, Lee. So we know that sports is big business. And the runners, the 7,500 runners that are coming into Frederick every year for this event, they spend money on fuel and in our restaurants and in our retail shops and spending the night in our hotels. And they help promote our community by tweeting and by social media and all the different other things that they do to help recognize the community. So Towson University has an organization called the Regional Economic Studies Institute, and they take the numbers based on the spending from the organization, based on the spending from the runners and their families and things like that, and they put out an economic impact analysis. And that analysis a few years ago suggested that we're north of $3 million a year that this event puts out into the community in terms of direct, indirect, and induced spending. And that translates directly into cash registers ringing and our community doing better for it. I just want to say that, over the 13 years that you guys have been coming here, every year it's gotten better and better. And it's not just about the economic impact that you're making on the community from the for-profit side, but also I know you're going to talk about your charitable donations in a minute. I just want to commend you for, as an organization, continuing that tradition. And just say that sports is big business. We understand it here, and we embrace it. Thank you.
one of the quests of our organization, of course, is to make our event as runner-friendly as possible, and that involves making it convenient. We talked about the Frederick Fairgrounds being such an awesome venue for us because of logistically it's great for our runners. I want to talk about our partnership with Sports Authority. This week, all over the state of Maryland, we are doing packet pickups all over the state. So runners from Bowie, Maryland, or Annapolis, or north of Baltimore have the opportunity to go to their local sports authority and pick up their race bib number, and so they don't have to come out here on Saturday. And one of our partners has been Sports Authority, and we like to thank them so much for their help. And I'd like to introduce Scott Meyer from Sports Authority. He is the district manager, to come say a few words.
Thanks, bud. Thank you. Got me on the spot a little bit here today, but very excited to be here, very excited to be a part of this event. Community marketing and giving back to the community is a big deal for Sports Authority. We want to be involved as much as possible every year. I mean, my community marketing manager, Amy Downs, couldn't be here today because she's in Bowie handling the packet pickup, is a great partner as well. I moved here a couple years ago, chose Frederick County as my home. So this is really important to me. We know you guys have more choices now with sporting goods, but we still want to be your primary option all over the state, especially Frederick County. We've been here a long time. We care about everything going on, youth, adult, doesn't matter. We're here morning, noon, and night, right? And we want to continue to be that way. And look forward to the event. Awesome. My stores have a lot of participants, which is cool. So we always get great feedback, and look forward to continuing to grow this event and being a part in the future. That's it. Thank you very much.
Now to tell you the full weekend schedule of our event is the lady in the coral. Our race director, Rachel Ridgeway.
Thank you. It's so nice to see everyone here today. So yes, I'm Rachel Ridgeway. I've been the race director for several years now and look forward to this event every year. It's such a great thing to be involved with, and we're looking forward to everybody coming out. So just to run through the schedule of events, on Saturday is when everything really opens up for us. We open our expo at 10 a.m. At the Frederick Fairgrounds. So during that time, runners who haven't gone to Sports Authority in the satellite locations throughout the week come there. They can pick up their bib, and you can actually get first dibs on shirts at that time. So that's a big thing. Everyone lines up to be first in line at 10 a.m. Usually there's only one person first in line, but everybody else is a close second. So we're looking forward to that. We have lots of other vendors who will be there selling running-related goods or goods specific to Frederick. It's a great event. People bring their friends, family. It's a good way to spend a little time in the afternoon. So we wrap things up in there at 5 so we can start getting ready for the evening events. We have a kids' fun run. We'll have over 300 kids out on the track who are highly competitive. They're usually some of our fastest runners and will run Lee over if he happens to stand in the way. But it's also a lot of fun. There's always, a couple toddlers there bringing sometimes in the front, sometimes in the back, but they all do a great job, and their parents run with them. It's a really sweet event. So while that's going on, our runners are getting ready for the Twilight 5K that starts at 6 o'clock. So it's fun for the little kids because all these, runners are out on the track cheering them on. We'll have about 2,000 runners in the 5K. That event continues to grow. I think it's got a nice draw to it. It's one of the only events, on a Saturday night for as far as running races go. Most things are in Frederick or Sunday morning, Baker Park, same loop. So this has a great draw. It's a different course, different time of day. It's a lot of fun. As the runners finish, they'll finish right at the fairgrounds, and then we have a little party in the infield there. We'll have music that evening by Phoenix Rising. So that promises to be a good time. We do try to wrap things up so we can get up bright and early and get everything started on Sunday. So Sunday morning, the race starts bright and early, 7 a.m. We'll have about 4,500 half marathoners on the course. We also have a two-person relay. We have about 250 relay teams that are taking part in that. So the first runner runs from the fairgrounds to just past, past Safeway there on Fairview around mile 8. They trade off, and the second runner brings it on home. So those two events run at the same time, and they all finish at the fairgrounds right in front of the grandstands, so friends and family can come and sit at the grandstands and watch everyone finish. During that time, we'll also have a party in the infield. The band that day is Thunderball. That's a lot of fun to say. So the other unique challenge that we put out there for runners is people who want to be our official Nutjobs. We have a Nutjob challenge for runners brave enough to take on the 5K, get up the next morning and run the half marathon. So if you complete both, you get a special Nutjob challenge medal. And we have about 850 people taking that on. When we first started that, we thought, maybe 50 people will do it. And now we're, closing in on 1,000. So we'll have to start thinking of what the next challenge will be. So again, we're happy that we'll be able to serve some ice cold beer in the at the fairgrounds to our runners as they finish. All the runners should be in and off the course by 10:30, so everyone can get showered and cleaned up and on the road. So we're looking forward to a great event there. Again, special thanks to our medical partners who will be both out on the course and at the fairgrounds. We work closely with Frederick the Fire and Rescue Emergency Services, as well as FMH. They will be providing help at the finish line. And milling about everywhere are folks from the Whitetail Ski Patrol. We implemented the use of them last year, and it was instrumental and a fantastic mix for our groups. So they will be out on the course at our finish line, or at the aid stations, and then at the finish line kind of roaming around, checking to see who might need help, and they're fantastic. So at this point, I'd like to introduce Mark Klim from the Whitetail Ski Patrol, I can't even say it, Ski Patrol, to come up and say a few words.
Well, everyone, we appreciate partnering with Lee last year, and our guys enjoy getting out and performing their skills when they need to, but we don't want to perform our skills. We want you to run the 13.1 miles, go home, and never see us anywhere on the course. But if you do get injured or have a medical emergency, rest assured we're there. We have 10 Whitetail Ski Patrollers that are out on the course for the fun run on Saturday, and we're going to have 30 Whitetail Ski Patrollers in and around the finish line, the course, the celebration village, and out on the course as well on Sunday. So again, we appreciate you having us with us, having us help out with the race, but we don't want to see you guys, and you don't want to see us. Thank you.
Thanks, Mark. The last group I need to recognize are our volunteers, who are everywhere. You can't go anywhere without hitting one of our volunteers. We'll have them at the fairgrounds, on the course, during the expo, everywhere. We have well over 1,000 volunteers already signed up to help out. We couldn't do it without it, and it really helps Frederick. It helps the race in general. These people are proud of the job that they're doing and really relay the whole message that we put out there as being a welcoming and friendly event. So Janet Novak from Corrigan Sports has headed that big effort in rounding up all these volunteers, and I thank you, Janet, for all that. So at this time, I'll go turn things back over to Lee, who will round things out for us. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, lady. All right, now we get to some sponsor and promotional partner acknowledgments. First of all, I want to thank General Manager Mike Banks for coming today. Really appreciate your partnership. WFMD and WFRA has been a partner of this event for a long time. Major promotional partner. I'd like to thank them once again for all their support. Several of their on-air personalities will be participating this year with the goal of raising funds for St. Jude's Hospital. Team WFRE and the Superheroes will be participating as a major fundraising team for this year's Frederick Running Festival. This time I'd like to introduce the Director of Promotions, Jessica Mitko, to say a few words.
So Team WFRE is a group of 25 athletes associated with WFRE. It's a group of passionate people that they just love participating in races and raising money for both local and national charities. Last weekend, we participated in the St. Jude Country Music Marathon, raising over $115,000 for the kids at St. Jude in their Heroes program. This weekend, our group of St. Jude Superheroes will participate in all the activities, including the 5K, the team relay, and the half marathon, raising over $15,000 for St. Jude. Over the last 3 years, we've raised over $300,000 for St. Jude, and that's thanks to the generosity of the Frederick community.
Next up, of course, is our title sponsor partner, Care First, Blue Cross Blue Shield from Maryland. They have been with us for 9 years now, and I want to thank Maria Tilden and Susan Brandon, Rita Costello, Mike Sullivan, and, of course, the CEO, Mr. Chet Burrell, for their continued support of our event. Now, when they first came on board over 9 years ago, we had about 2,500 runners. We are well over 7,000 now, so that's about a 200% increase in 9 years. And one of the things that stories that I like to tell is when we first had their sponsorship support, what we did is we took all their sponsorship support and all that revenue, and we threw it against marketing and advertising. And I think it really, really helped us grow this event exponentially and kind of gave us a big blast-off point to continue that consistent growth that we've experienced. So I want to thank them once again for their continued commitment. Now, last but not least, before the first runner even crosses the finish line, we'd like to present some charitable funds to some very worthy charities. This time I'd like to invite Rachel up along with the mayor and Kathy, if you could come back up and help us do the honors. First up, our longtime partner and an organization that does so much good in the community, the Frederick Rescue Mission. Where are my Frederick Rescue Mission guys? Arnold Farlow, Keith Rivers, Tracy Vagrant. They do such a wonderful job. I want to thank them and invite them up to say a couple words and also accept this our donation.
A couple years ago, I was hiking on Appalachian Trail in Northern Virginia, and I ran into this hiker, and we started talking, and he goes, "Well, you're from Frederick," and I was like, "Wait a minute." It felt really creepy. But I realized I had one of these on. So this definitely works. I also want to say that as a city resident, it's great to be in the city of Frederick. There's so much positive about the city of Frederick. But to have this kind of event, 7,000 runners, that's quite that is definitely a marquee event for the city of Frederick. The Frederick Rescue Mission, we serve 165,000 meals a year to the homeless and the working poor. We have 70 men a year in drug recovery program. We're in the midst of opening up a women and children's shelter. We've got a lot going on, but it's because of partnerships like this that we're able to do that. We do not take any government funding, and Horrigan Sports and Frederick Rescue Mission have been doing this for, I guess, about 7 years. Yeah. Is that right? So it's just been a great partnership. There's a lot of talk about collaboration in the community, but one thing that kind of gets missed is the collaboration between businesses and nonprofits, and this is just a great example of that. On a personal note, I just think the world of Lee Horrigan. My son was killed by a drunk driver this October, and Lee and Horrigan Sports sent a gift to support my son's wife and their new baby, and it just tells you not only this is a great organization, it's also there's great people behind it. This time I want to introduce just a couple people. This is Mike Greenberg. He's an intern in our PR department. Keith Rivers, he's our New York cop on the beat. He's done a nut job. He was a nut job before he stood the race, but he's not. But I love Keith. He helps. We do a lot of logistical support on the race, and Keith really helps manage that well. And we have Christine Starron in our public relations department, and my daughter standing back there, Elizabeth Joy. She's also in the Public Relations Department on a temporary basis. But we want to thank you very much. Appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thank you. Let's get a picture out here with the big check. So hop there in front. Get in there. Get in that picture. Also, I'll add on to Arnold's story, and that is, pay attention to that. They're trying to get the pictures. This is a two-way street. I can't tell you the number of years that the Frederick Rescue Mission has put back on my life and the life of the people from Horrigan Sports Enterprises, because they show up loud and proud on setup day and teardown day and really help us with a lot of physical labor. So thank you, Arnold, for all you do. What's that? That's right. And then also they of course pick up the clothing that's left at the start line, which is a tradition, and then they help take away the food, what we have left. So we appreciate all that cleanup. That's great. Next up, want to recognize our friends from the Fellowship of Christian Athletes for their support every single year. They've been great to work with, and we look forward to expanding our relationship with them. I'd like to introduce Frankie Horrigan up to say a couple words and accept this check.
The Fellowship of Christian Athletes loves to work with coaches and athletes all over the country and all over the world, and we're really grateful for this awesome event to be able to partner with you guys and to be able to do what we do, working in Frederick County, and part of this check will go to Montgomery County as well, to just work with coaches and athletes in public schools, private schools, and even colleges, and just try to make a difference, to teach them character and to teach the heart and soul in sports. And as you said, sports is big business, and so we really try and use the platform of sports to change lives and to make a difference in the community. So we're really grateful. And I'm sad that I won't be able to run this year because of a foot injury, but I ran last year, and I love it, and you guys do a great job. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Got a big check there.
Thank you.
Come on up, Kathy. Okay, I'll be in there. And this year, we're also proud to be making a donation to the Working Together Advocacy Group. We'll be out there this weekend supporting all of our runners. I'd like to introduce Doug Silvern and Aaron Stevens to say a few words and accept a check.
Hi, I'm Aaron Stevens. I'm the Deputy Director of the ARC of Frederick County, and on behalf of the ARC of Frederick County and Working Together Self-Advocacy Group, we would just like to thank the City of Frederick, and we'd like to thank Horrigan Sports for the generous donation. In addition to the generous donation, we'd also like to thank you for allowing people with developmental disabilities to be a part of this event. And Working Together has a mission to build reciprocating relationships with people in the Frederick community. And this is a wonderful way for Working Together to volunteer and to give back. And it's a fun event, and it's an event for adults, an event for children, and we're just so grateful and thankful for this opportunity. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Doug Silver, and I want to thank also the City of Frederick, the Mayor, and Lee Horrigan with Horrigan Sports for having us out here today. With this press conference before the race. We look so forward to this event. It's such an amazing thing, a two-day event that we get all kinds of folks from our group to come out and volunteer, and they look so forward to it. One of the individuals over here, Wilbur, he reminds me constantly for weeks on end, remember the race, we're going to be there. And we've linked up with Janet and for many years now, and we meet up with her on Sunday morning. We get up at 4 and we're over there by 5, and we just love this event. So we really appreciate everything, making this such a great thing at Frederick. We appreciate again having us involved in the event and letting us make the runners that come out have a great weekend, because we welcome them and we treat them as gold. Basically, they're the folks we love to be around and serve. So thanks so much.
We need a group shot.
This is great gear, by the way.
worry about me.
Wilbur, get in there, brother. You're a legend.
You are. Why you take me get in there for? You're a support person.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Mayor.
Hey, thank you. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
You're very welcome.
So next year, we'll be about this 5K.
Next year, 5K.
Right.
You're on.
And all that.
I'm not going to race you, though. You look fast.
Well, I can do that too.
Well, thank you.
Thank you for letting us come here. What?
You bet.
Your art, you know.
It's our pleasure.
Thank
Thank
you.
you very much. At this time, I'd like to open it up to the media. If they have any questions of me or anybody else that was up here speaking today, you can certainly feel free to fire away, or you can get us in a one-on-one environment if you like. So are there any questions? Yes, sir. Total number of runners, well, we continue to accept registrations right now. We are over the 7,000 mark. Where exactly we're going to wind up, we're not sure, but we usually do a pretty nice number the last week, somewhere in the neighborhood of 500, give or take. 100? Yes, sir. We will all the way up till Saturday at 5 o'clock. Yeah, that's why I was predicting and jumping the gun. Any other questions? Okay. Thank you all for coming. Once again, really appreciate your attendance. We have a sandwich over there for you, a drink, and then on your way out, we invite everybody to grab a shirt, which are awesome, and you can show your Frederick pride all over town and wear it to the gym. So thank you very much to the mayor for hosting us once again, a great venue, Kathy for helping us with the beer. And we look forward to seeing everybody on Saturday and Sunday. Thank you.
What's up, brother? I did a training for